You know that feeling, right? There's a weird smell in your house and you just can't find it. You clean everything, you open the windows, you try to cover it up, but it just keeps coming back. It's not just frustrating, it's kind of mysterious. Well, today, we're going to get to the bottom of those unseen scents and decode what your home is actually trying to tell you.
Right. This is the question that drives us all crazy. We start blaming everything. Last night's takeout, the trash can, maybe even the cat. But what if the source is something you can't even see? What if that stubborn, annoying smell is really a message in disguise?
In this quote, this is the absolute key to the whole thing. The moment you realize this, it changes everything. We're not just dealing with some lingering scent in the air that we can spray away. Nope. The source is physical. It's embedded somewhere in the structure of your house. So we've got to stop treating the symptom and start hunting for the cause.
Okay, to do that, we need a complete mind shift. That annoying smell, it's not just a nuisance anymore. Starting right now, it's a clue. You're not just a homeowner, you're a scent detective. And that odor is your first big lead.
So this is a really important distinction to make. Look at column A. That's a simple cleanliness issue. You know, you burn the toast, it smells for a bit, you air it out, smell's gone. Easy. But what we're talking about today is over in column B, a structural indicator. This is the smell that's persistent. It comes back no matter how much you clean, precisely because the source is hidden.
And you know, it's so easy to forget that the best tool for this job is one you already have, your own nose. It's an incredibly powerful diagnostic tool. Seriously. It can pick up on problems like moisture or material rot long before your eyes ever will. We just have to learn to speak its language.
So how do we actually do that? Well, every good detective needs a process, a toolkit. So let's go through the guide you can use to turn that vague, what is that, feeling into some real hard evidence.
Here it is, our 6-point investigation plan. It's a system. We start with the history and duration of the smell, then we map out its location. After that, we assess the materials involved and, this one's huge, the moisture context. Finally, we check ventilation and look for any visual correlation. Let's dive into a few of these.
All right, first up, history and duration. This is all about timing. Think about it. Does the smell only pop up during those hot, humid summer months? Or maybe it gets way stronger every single time it rains. Is it there all the time, 24/7? These patterns are your first major clue. A smell that only shows up after a storm is basically screaming, I'm a water leak.
Next, location mapping. You literally have to become a bloodhound. Is it just in one room? Okay, get down on the floor. Is it stronger near the baseboards? What about behind that big bookshelf that's always against the wall? A musty, earthy smell might point to mold, but a sharp, almost fishy smell, that could be an overheating electrical wire. And of course, rotten eggs, that's an immediate check for a gas leak situation.
Then, you gotta think about the materials themselves. Your house is built out of stuff. Plaster, wood, insulation, flooring, and all that stuff can absorb moisture. When it gets wet and stays wet, it starts to break down. It rots. And that process releases very distinct smells. So that musty odor isn't just a smell. It's the sound of your building materials in distress. And that brings us to the prime suspect in pretty much every single one of these cases. Moisture. Water. It's the fuel that makes all these hidden problems grow. And yeah, it could be an obvious leak from a pipe, but it's often way sneakier. It could be condensation building up on cold pipes inside a wall, or a gutter that only overflows during heavy rain, or even just high humidity in a bathroom with bad ventilation. Okay, so you've been gathering all this intel, the timing, the exact location, potential moisture sources. Now it's time to put all the pieces together. We're shifting from just collecting clues to actually analyzing them. It's time to build your case file.
And what you get out of this is huge. You don't just have a vague complaint anymore. You have clear notes about the problem. You've got evidence that links that smell to a likely source, probably moisture. You've identified a hidden issue, and, this is the best part, you now have a clear path to actually fixing the problem at its source instead of just spraying air freshener forever.
Because ultimately, that's what this is all about. This whole process is designed to take you from that feeling of confused frustration to a place of empowered clarity. The end goal is to be able to literally point to a spot on the wall or floor and say, with confidence, the problem is right here. That's when you know you've won. Which brings us to our final and maybe the most critical point of all. Why does this matter so much? It's all about listening to the message your home is sending you, hopefully before it's too late. Just think about that for a second. Long before you see a dark stain appear on the ceiling, before you spot visible mold growing in a corner, before the floorboards start to feel a little spongy, your nose probably knew there was a problem. That smell is your home's early warning system.
And ignoring it, well, that doesn't make the problem vanish. It just gives it time. Time to get worse, time to cause more damage, which always means a bigger, more expensive fix down the road. That little musty smell you ignore today could easily become a massive renovation project tomorrow.
So, the next time you catch a whiff of something that just doesn't seem right, don't just reach for the can of air freshener. Pause for a second and listen. Your home is talking to you. It's trying to tell you something really important. The only question is, are you ready to hear it?